Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video in which I'll be reviewing these. These are the Tom Bihn Face Masks. Now I have them in versions 2, version 3, and version 4. So let's talk about them. Okay guys, so let's just get right into this here. The first thing you should know is that these masks are not made of medical grade material. There are no air filters in them, nor is there a spot to put one in. Having said that though, they are made of multiple layers of cloth that will help protect you and others while you're out in public. The second thing you should know is that for every mask you buy, Tom Bihn will donate one mask to someone in need. If you want more information on their entire donation program with the mask, they actually have a good link on the website that shows you pie graphs and it gives you detailed information as to who they donated to and their entire donation progress. So have a take a look at that. Now let's take a look here at what all three versions of the mask all have in common. The first thing of note that I should mention would be the material that they used as the ear loops and as a lanyard. Now this material here is stretchy and it's comfortable and it's soft to the fingertips, but it's also, more importantly, if you put this around your ear, it's really soft around your ear as well. Now the second thing that I should mention, that's actually one of my favorite features of these masks, is the ear loop and lanyard system that they've incorporated here. Now if you look at it from the profile view on the side, it's just your standard ear loop that you find in most face masks. But they do have this little loop thing here that they used here, and they tied it up to the lanyard. So the way this works is, if you want to adjust the ear loop, you can easily just pull it from the ear loop to make it looser, or pull it from the lanyard to make it tighter. So this is really, I found this really handy. I actually quite use this a lot, and I like to adjust my face mask as I go about my day, and it's really handy because this material is such that it doesn't like cling on to the fabric. It kind of just, you can see it just slides right down to be tight as you want, or slides out really loose to be as loose as you want. Another really neat feature that I really love about these masks, and to quite honest, I don't know why more mask makers don't incorporate it, but it's actually the lanyard that they use. You wrap it around your neck, and then whenever you're feeling hot under your mask, you can just pop it right off, and it just hangs there below your chin. You don't have to worry about it. If you go back indoors, or if you see something sketchy approaching, you kind of just throw it back on. Your mask is always there when you need it. You don't have to be fumbling in and out of your bag. We all know how annoying that can be sometimes. But with the lanyard system, your mask is always there for you, ready to go. Another thing that all these masks all have in common is the ability to completely remove the nose bridge. So as you can see, they kept both ends of the nose bridge area open, so that you can easily remove the nose bridge and replace it to whatever you'd like, if that's your thing, or you can also just remove it if you want to wash your mask. Okay guys, let's take a look now at the materials that they've used for all three versions of this mask. Now this is where they all start to differ. Let's start first with the version 2 here. The version 2 is made up of 2 layers of 100% cotton twill. Now, as of this recording, I do believe that they're offering a flannel version of this one, although I'm not 100% sure on that. Just double check on their website for any updates. Now, the version 3 of this mask is made of 3 layers. Now, the outermost layer is a 65% polyester, 35% cotton blend. The middle layer is 100% cotton twill, and the innermost layer is 100% cotton twill as well. And the version 4 mask is 100% cotton flannel. So let's take a look now at some of the design differences between these 3 masks. Now I don't have a version 1, but to me it seems like the version 1 and the version 2 share the same design DNA, and the version 3 and the version 4 share the same design DNA, and that main thing being where the seam runs along the mask. Now as you can see in the version 2, the seam runs vertically, so pretty much along your nose, and in the version 3 and the version 4, the seam runs horizontally, so pretty much running along your mouth or along your chin, depending on where you have it sitting on your face. Now what does this mean to you? Well, first of all, it makes a difference in how it's going to look on your face. As you can see in the version 2, because the seam runs vertically, I find that this design tends to make the mask hug your face a bit better than the other 2 versions, giving it more of a snug fit. And as you can see in the version 2 and the version 3, because the seam runs horizontally along your mouth or along your chin, I find the main difference here being that inside the mask, your mouth has a lot more room to speak or to breathe. Now, one thing to note with the version 2 and the version 3 design is that you get a lot more fabric coverage under your chin with the version 2 and the version 3, a lot more so than the version 2 does. Now, the trade-off there being that you kind of have that snout look sometimes, that sort of that Homer Simpson mouth look. To me, I didn't find it to be a problem, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Let's take a look now at the nose bridge design between all three versions because they actually are all different. Let's start with the version 2 here. So version 2, first of all, it's reversible. You can kind of wear it like this so that the black fabric and the rod is on the outside, or you can wear it as I do. You can flip it in the other way and have it all one color on the outside and sort of hide this part on the inside. Now there's nothing special about this nose bridge. It's just your standard nose bridge. You kind of like conform that to your nose and have a nice tight seal. So just your standard nose bridge on this version. Now in the version 3 is where it starts to get interesting because as you can see, if I move this around, you can see how it kind of protrudes out a little bit. That's because they kind of sewed in the two fabrics on the top together like that. So it kind of gives your nose a bit of room here to breathe on the inside. So this mask sort of rests on your nose a little bit. Now I didn't find this to be a problem at all. I've actually found it to be quite comfortable. I thought it would bother me, but it actually didn't at all. So that's not really an issue, and that's just kind of a preferential thing if you want the profile view to kind of look like that or not. So that's the version 3. Now the version 4, at first glance, you may think that it's just a regular standard nose bridge there. But upon closer inspection, you'll find that if you look at it, if you can see on sides between the nose bridge and the ear loops, the fabric kind of folds in. If you look on both sides there, it kind of folds in, and I'll show you on the inside view. So the fabric kind of folds in there like that, and I kind of wondered what was the point of that. So I did email the people at Tom Bihn to kind of ask them the design decision for having that fold. And basically they told me that of all the the nose bridge design that they tested, this fold over system kind of worked for most people. Basically meaning that it's kind of versatile because you can wear like this as I did, and it kind of didn't bother me at all. I thought that this fold would kind of like, I'd feel it on my face, but I actually didn't really feel it just because the fabric is so soft. So I didn't have an issue with that fold at all. It's just, but when you look at it from the side, you do see a fold in there. That's just pretty much just aesthetically, but I don't think you really feel it on your face. Now, what you can do with this as well, if you prefer, is you can actually fold that nose bridge part on the inside, completely fold it over. So that makes the mask a bit smaller, so you can give it more of a snugger fit, or if you have a smaller face, that works just as fine as well. So as you can see now, the whole top there is folded in, so you won't get that fold look on the sides. Now this apparently does also help in terms of wearing it like this does help in terms of your glasses fogging up. Now I don't wear glasses myself, so I can't really attest to this, and I haven't tested it out. But I can see how this would sort of like help block the fogging of glasses. So it's just something to keep in mind. So if you were to ask me which version of mask I recommend the most, I honestly can't answer that question because everyone's faces are shaped differently, obviously. But not only that, masks are such a personal thing. People have different levels of comfort when it comes to their faces and the masks that they put on them. But I do tend to reach for the version 2 a little bit more often. I just kind of slightly prefer the design of this one a little bit better, the way it contours to my face. But having said that, I have been reaching for the version 4 in a small medium a little bit more recently. Not only because of the warmth of the fleece, but also I do appreciate that little extra room in front of my mouth when I speak or when I breathe. But honestly, you can't really go wrong with any one of these. If you guys have any other questions or any comments about any of these masks, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you found this video helpful, please like the video or subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back soon with another review.